This is the Victorian Albert Museum, like you've never seen it before. The first of its kind, the Young V&A is not about children, but for children. And run by them too. Well, some of them.
This is a museum for doing, for playing, for imagining, for designing, for hanging out with your friends. What I really love about Young V&A is that it really turns it on its head, the idea that a museum is somewhere that you'll go and be really quiet and you'll learn somehow through just looking at the displays. This is saying, no, come and be loud, it's a space for you.
Hurry up, taxi driver, I've got somewhere to be. Okay, I'm going.
Its mission, simple, pushing creativity in education and showing learning and having fun can go hand in hand.
When I was younger, I was quite curious. I quite like touching things and stuff. And I felt quite restricted in those museums, which is what made it so boring.
It's clear that inclusivity is at the heart of the Young V&A. This space and everything in it was tested, designed, curated by 22,000 young people across 7 years. One example is this arts and science exhibition, designed by children with prosthetic limbs.
They didn't want to hide their difference. They didn't want a prosthetic that was pretending to look like a real arm or a real leg or a real limb. And actually, they felt that they had a superpower because of this difference, and they wanted it celebrated in some way. So they actually drew on the language of superheroes and that superpower, and children can customise their prosthetic depending on their mood or what they feel like doing that day. So it really gives them kind of a power to change it whenever they want.
Here, reimagining spaces and pushing the limits to creativity is encouraged for all children.
Access to cultural learning is becoming the preserve of a few that can afford to do that, and for schools to afford to do that. People and families also are making very difficult choices about what they spend their money on. Making this museum free, we hope we're cutting down some of the barriers to accessing this and making sure that even when times are tough in our society, that there are places you can come.
A message given the Royal Seal of Approval earlier this week.
They tell me stories all the time. Does anyone else have a story?
Me.
Oh my gosh, you've all got stories.
With cuts, inflation and the cost of living, illuminating the minds of Britain's young couldn't have come at a better time. Sabah Chowdhury, Sky News, East London.